Hey everybody, and welcome back to From Under the Ring Skirt. This is Mike, and wow, am I sports entertained this evening.
Hey, I'm Nick.
And that's it. And I'm Ray. And that was not shit.
Yeah, so how about that WrestleMania, guys? That was,
Yeah.
You know, I had some expectations, and I gotta say, I was impressed.
Some of them were met. Some of them were
not
much. Met.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you on that one.
I don't know. I felt like we were underselling it yesterday, though. So like things that fell flat were like expectedly flat.
Right. But the things that soared really.
Yeah, the things that worked really worked well.
That they did, and that last half hour or so, that Undertaker match. I know we're going to talk about it more later on, but oh man, when that was peak wrestling right there, folks. That's what that was.
That was the definition of sports entertainment.
Yeah, like I said, I am thoroughly sports entertained.
It got to a point where I felt like I was just watching like a TV show starring the Undertaker.
It really was. It was genuinely
drives
impressive.
cross country on his chopper and kicks people's ass. But
it was truly something.
We are getting ahead of ourselves. So what do we want to talk about first?
So the first thing we're going to talk about is one of my favorite things. This is a game you can all play along at home with.
Oh no.
I like to call this CM Punk Watch.
Okay.
Now, many people who might be listening to this are probably aware that CM Punk is a former WWE talent who left the company on, let's say, less than ideal terms. And has kind of been, rumored every once in a while he might make a comeback, and every time those rumors pop up, it seems like Vince comes out of his hole to swat them down and snarl his teeth at everybody. So what I like to do is I like to look at the match card and kind of say, where could CM Punk fit nicely into here for a surprise comeback? The big one that stood out for me tonight was the Sami Zayn. Nope, that's not the one. The Kevin Owens. Who was it? Kevin Owens and who? Why am I blanking on?
I don't know. Honestly, I watched it and I don't.
I
don't recall this at all.
Yes,
Kevin Owens and Jesus.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Owens. Yeah, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, who is currently kind of playing a role that Punk is pretty familiar with, the charismatic kind of cult leader heel that WWE loves to have around. And what I was thinking was, wouldn't it be impressive if right in the middle of that match, you just the lights cut to black and you heard the static sound, which I'm sorry, that was probably the worst audio that ever was recorded. I apologize for that. And then the Cult of Personality hits, and you've just got Punk running down to the ring. He's GTSing everybody left and right. He shows up with a bunch of his own new followers or disciples or something, and we get some kind of Neo, not the Authority, Neo Nexus. I know they've already done that bit, but man, oh man, would I love to see Punk back in some kind of role like that.
God, it would be something beautiful.
But that didn't happen, so maybe it'll happen tomorrow. Do you have any kind of where you would see him fitting in for tomorrow?
Well, so the big one for tomorrow, that would be Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre, right? Lesnar is a Paul Heyman guy, as I'm sure you're all familiar. And as we know, there was a period of time where Punk was a Paul Heyman guy too. And, if there is some kind of secret deal in the works that Punk is working behind the scenes and he's going to come back for, I really think popping up while Paul Heyman is ringside would be it would be a stroke of genius, which means it'll probably never happen because, let's be real, we're talking about WWE creative here. But Yeah, it's. I mean, again, this is all kind of fantasy booking stuff. Just as a long-time WWE fan and a long-time CM Punk fan, I'm hoping he can kind of put things aside with the company and come back in some kind of outrageous, spectacular, anime-esque way, kind of like we saw with the Dead Man tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm into it. Let's talk about our predictions, because I'm kind of surprised at how well I did.
I want to add one more thing to Punk Watch real quick. Okay. Which was Mike's idea if Lesnar and Punk ever were to match up, what the prize would be, so to speak.
You want to fill us in on that? You're just gonna keep cock-teasing us.
Oh, I thought Mike remembered. I thought he was gonna take it away, but I guess not. He brought up a winner takes Paul match.
Oh yes, that's right. The fight for the soul of Paul Heyman. Forgot about that. Yes, a winner takes Paul match, because let's be real, after what we saw tonight, everything is possible. There are no rules in wrestling anymore, and I'm very much here for that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure if you know anything about wrestling, that's probably a real funny joke.
On to
why do I do this podcast? This is.
Oh, jeez.
That's it, guys. I'm out. I'm done.
All right, Nick. It's just you and me now.
Manzari Bros back at it again.
Yeah.
Moving on to some predictions.
Yeah, dude. You and I did pretty fucking well. Somehow.
Yeah, we really did. We ended up coming out on top for night one, which I didn't think was gonna happen. We have 4 predictions correctly predicted. Mike has 3 currently,
and those are each. And, so I want to know. I wasn't really following as this was happening, but are the same ones that I got right the same ones that you got right, or are they different?
I think some of them are different.
That's so wild. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Continue.
So I think we've come up for a system. Whoever wins this little contest here, and if it's a tie, I guess we'll have some kind of outrageous tiebreaker.
A wrestling match, obviously.
I don't think the insurance for podcasting covers that.
Obviously, we have to put on a production.
Whoever would win this, the predictions, gets to choose at next year's WrestleMania whether they would like to receive 2 prizes from the 2 losers, or if they would like to inflict a punishment on the 2 losers.
Well, I don't like the wording inflict.
That's really such a hard word to put
That's
there.
Such a BDSM image that you've put into my head.
And
concerning my brother and someone I go as a brother.
Man. What the fuck? Why do you go there with that?
That's exactly so what it sounded like, and the fact that both of us thought it.
Listen, we're not being sponsored by that company yet.
No, we're not.
So please, let's not plug that lifestyle on the podcast.
Well, you can't shame the whole lifestyle just because the company's not sponsoring us.
Oh no, I don't shame the lifestyle. I shame the company for not sponsoring us, so we can talk. Like
we can still talk about pup play, but not like.
This is a wrestling podcast. Why would the company that deals with like leather and spandex not want to kick us a few
That's
bucks?
What I'm
you know
saying.
What I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I think the WWE and said company or not said company should do some type of merchandising cross promotion. I would really like to see something like that.
And right here on From Under the Ring Skirt is where they should premiere it because, why not?
Undertaker ball gags? Like, come on.
Oh my god.
Come on. Come on, guys.
I might be quitting the podcast again.
You
got him twice.
Or like the discussion of matches maybe now?
Yeah, okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Take it away.
The first match we had of the night was the Kabuki Warriors versus Nikki and Alexa Bliss for the Women's Tag Team Championships.
Now, I am disappointed to say that we saw no green mist.
We did not. The green that way more offensively Asian mist did not make an appearance this evening.
No.
Yeah, sad to say.
And it was such a tease.
Peek
she was literally like just covered.
She was oozing with it. Yeah, all of her orifices were just, exuding.
And maybe that has something to do with who won said match, Nikki and Alexa. I know this was both of your first match to watch without an audience in the background.
Well,
and
I saw a couple during the pre-show.
Weird for both of you at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very strange.
I know it took some getting used to, because I know a month ago when this started happening for me, it took me some getting used to. But eventually you just start watching what's happening on screen and you drown out the rest, kind of like you do when there's a crowd there, unless they're chanting something specific that you're trying to hear or that you know what they're chanting or whatever.
I don't know about that, man. There was some really visceral sounds coming from the folks in that ring tonight.
Yes.
We're talking heavy grunting. We're talking meat slapping meat. We're talking glistening, slapping wet meat.
You heard all of it.
It was really very strange.
Jesus.
I think Nick just quit the podcast.
Yeah, but it was, I don't know. That match to me, felt and looked the sloppiest of the night, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it was definitely not a super strong showing.
Really off and weird for me, I felt.
Which is very odd, because both of those teams, those are pretty talented sets of women right there, and I feel like they were heavily underutilized on both sides of the match.
I don't like how short they kept things, but then me and Chuck were talking about it after everything was said and done, and it went from 6 to 10, which is the 4 hours a night they promised. So.
Oh, right, because there was that hour of free stuff.
Right. So, in the end, it is going to be 8 hours total.
But they'll do another pre-show again tomorrow.
Right. Yes. Okay. So for our predictions, everyone predicted the Kabuki Warriors would win, and Nikki and Alexa actually won. So none of us got any points.
So 1 point for Vince McMahon.
Yes, exactly right. That's so good.
It would be horrible if he wins at the end and we are all punished by him next year in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, aren't we eternally punished by the chairman?
Okay.
We've committed the cardinal sin of enjoying the product he provides.
We have. God forgive me.
Another thing I wanted to bring up before we moved on to the next match is, if we were there, like we were supposed to be, did you have any chance you would have liked to have started while we were there for this particular match, or any matches that we discussed throughout the night, feel free to toss that into the conversation.
Now, when you posed this question earlier, I thought it was a really good question, and I thought, oh, that'll be good for the podcast. Let me wait and think about that and come up with something good. Let me tell you, y'all, didn't think about it at all. I got nothing.
Yeah, so I think for this match, really the only chant I would have been doing was the one that was asking for a hot dog and a beer at the concession stand, because I know it was early in the night, but unfortunately this was a bathroom match, so I would have had to oblige and just kind of shuffled out even right after we got settled.
I might have chanted for the Green Mist.
Okay.
If I were to start a chant during this match,
why don't you break us off a little sample of that? Why don't you?
Yeah. How does
Green Mist? Green Mist! Green Mist!
Oh, he actually did it. That was terrible. You never scream into a podcast recording. What's wrong with you, man?
Nick always screams into recordings.
Oh man.
Okay. Anyone want to take the next one?
Yeah, what was the next match of the night there?
Are you looking at the notes?
I'm not.
Well, maybe you should change that.
Well, I guess Ray's just gonna have to cut this little snippet of audio right here.
I might just leave it
garbage.
in. I might just leave it in.
That would be incredibly unprofessional. I'll start singing copyrighted music, so you have to cut it.
I don't think it's copyrighted if somebody else sings it.
I don't know about that.
I think it's technically a cover.
I bet you if I started singing a Disney tune, we'd be in trouble.
Okay, the next match was King Baron Corbin versus Elias.
Ah, yes. This was a match. This happened.
Yeah.
The predictions were Ray and Mike had King Baron to win, and I had Elias.
No, that's not true. You changed it. I had originally picked Elias, but as we were watching, I had started to root for King Corbin. So I just want the record to show that last night I predicted Elias would win. Is that one of the ones that you have me on? Or no?
Yeah.
Is that one of the wins you gave me?
What do you mean? Like, no.
I don't know.
So what do you want to do now?
I'm just saying, it's on record last night. I told you I walked with Elias, and I might have turned my back on him as soon as I watched his frail body get thrown off a balcony. But, I still said he would win, and he did.
Alright. Well, if that's the case, if you're going with that,
I mean,
that puts Ray in the lead.
That's fucked.
This was just one of those classic WWE matches where one person beats the ever-loving hell out of the other one for about 15 minutes, and then the last guy just, pulls some bullshit and wins and then runs away.
Yeah.
This was really classic, underwhelming, unenjoyable, uninspired, recycled WWE
we saw a few of those
gold
tonight.
Standard. Yeah, you expect that on a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown maybe, but it's always disappointing when that's filler programming for the big show.
Right. For sure. Yeah. There was a few people that just got their shit handed to them and then just took it at the end for no reason.
'Cause hey, that's show business, baby.
Hey, let's talk about them Cheaty Boys. Or wait, no, I skipped somebody.
The next match was Becky versus Shayna.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Yeah.
What did I tell you last night?
Big dick energy.
Big dick energy. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's right.
Energy. That's right, folks. Becky Lynch, with the big dick energy of the century, came on down to the ring and just put on a clinic. and really it was enjoyable. Big dick energy. That's it. That's what
really
happened.
all there is to say about it.
And that put Mike on the board.
Nice. All right, let's move on.
You wanted to talk about them Cheaty Boys?
I do want to talk about them Cheaty Boys.
There's Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, and Cesaro.
Right. Now affectionately known as the Cheaty Boys.
Right.
And they came in. They came in with that pocket sand. They they were sweeping legs and like poking people in the eyes. Nah, that was a different fight.
Dirty.
Someone got poked in an eye.
No, that was the ladder match.
Oh no, that was the ladder match. Right. We'll get to that.
We'll get to Larry, Moe, and Curly. Don't you worry.
But there was some real like Home Alone like heating up the doorknob shit in this match.
Them Cheaty Boys.
Those Cheaty Boys. They took it. They cheated their way to victory.
Yep. I had predicted Daniel Bryan to win this one, but them Cheaty Boys ran away with it, let me tell you.
Now, I don't actually know anything about anything, but did they actually cheat at all? Like, was there anything?
Oh, there was some distraction having, and yes, there was some. It wasn't so much cheaty as it was dirty. Just some dirty tactics at ringside. The next match we had there was the match you were originally thinking of there, Ray. Where someone gets the eye poke.
Right.
Yes.
That was originally supposed to be the Usos versus the New Day versus Miz and Morrison, but my breaking news last night, at the very end of the podcast, turned out to be correct. Miz had to drop out of the match, which made it only Kofi Kingston versus Morrison versus Jay, I believe. And Mike had predicted the Usos, and me and Ray had predicted Miz and Morrison.
This was the tag team championship, right?
Right.
The SmackDown Tag Team Championship, yes.
So quick update on CM Punk watch. Man, wouldn't it have been cool if right in the middle of this match, CM Punk just came running down the ramp, slid into the ring, climbed a ladder, and became the tag team champions?
All by himself. Yeah.
Just walked out holding two belts held high.
Incredible.
You keep dreaming, buddy.
One day my Punk will come.
He's gotta be like over 40 though first. Then they'll bring him back. They'll drag him back. Yeah.
Look.
Can we talk about Jesus?
Yeah. This brings us to
Hold on, we're gonna wait. We're gonna.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about all that.
We had the high flying antics of Kofi Kingston, who is always a joy to watch. He jumps around that ring like a little.
Oh my God! Speaking of Kofi, God, I'm so shit. I'm almost angry that we glossed over that so hard just now. Kofi had his hair done up like some sour gummy worms tonight.
True, that was an interesting choice, going with the Crawleys look.
And his pants were paint by number. And the numbers were all on his ass.
Mm-hmm. That was a fun one.
My favorite moment was when I believe it was Morrison was on the outside of the ring there, and somebody tried to hit it. I think it was the Jimmy Uso tried to hit him with the ladder, and it didn't quite make it. And then he reached through and poked him right in the eye. It was like a moment out of the. It was incredible. The Three Stooges. It was really
beautiful.
All they needed was the sound effect, and I would have been fully sold.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then that win. Can we talk about that win?
Yeah, John Morrison won by losing, which is really pretty much a kind of photograph of his career. So I think that's
I love when they just like flip the audience off as you're watching it. Like they just they just bend you over and they're like, "You thought this was going the way you wanted it to?"
well, you know, Vince is a billionaire, so he does like to remind people that their opinion is not worth anything to him every once in a while.
Yeah. Now are we good to move on?
Oh, to feel the sting of truth. Vince McMahon.
Boy, there is some really huge dead air dog shit segments to this recording, isn't there?
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's move on to the Jesus match versus Kevin Owens. He didn't have any of the disciples with him tonight.
Can we talk about the fit though? Can we talk about the
Ray
Seth
had
Rollins
to deal with some real life problems while Seth Jesus Rollins made his entrance.
Yeah, tell me
Until
about that.
ring.
That's the only thing I missed.
He was just looking fresh to death. He came out in these flowy white kind of cult leader priest robes.
I'm gonna have to do the Google.
With the gold accents, it was really impressive. I gotta tell you, 10 out of 10 for fashion sense. Couldn't be beat.
He looked as close to a priest as he could look without pissing people off, most likely. And even then, he still might have.
Actually, I think I remember like seeing towards the end that he was in all white.
Also, the transition to a no disqualification match between Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins was a master stroke. That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was really cool, actually.
Yeah, those two guys
Seth
are
hit
grade A, top class performers. They put on a clinic tonight. It was a pleasure to watch, especially that back half once they kind of took the gloves off. That was some good sports entertainment right there.
Yeah, at the end there, Kevin Owens ends up climbing on top of the Mania sign at the top of the ramp and jumping onto Seth Jesus Rollins and putting him through the announcer's table.
Yeah, talk about the
that was night. That was a spectacle. Well, I don't know about the big bump of a night. I think the biggest came.
We'll get to that.
Came at the end.
What about the kid that announced as he was making a moment that, hey guys, look over here, I'm making a moment.
Who?
I don't know what his name was.
Oh wait, no, that was Kevin Owens jumping off the sign.
Oh, yeah. Were you just talking about that? Oh.
Yeah.
God.
Wow.
Okay, sorry. I was only kind of paying attention, clearly.
No. Oh, bad news bears.
It's fine.
I don't know if we can publish this, guys.
It's fine. It's beautiful. Is that it for that one? And then he won, didn't he?
Yeah, Kevin Owens won that one.
Okay.
Let's see here. We had a little segment then where R-Truth
was
joined...
robbed of the 24/7 belt was stolen from R-Truth by some guys who I don't even know.
Rob Gronkowski and Mojo Rawley.
But no, it was just the one kid.
Gronkowski.
Even the other, it was just the one guy that took it.
Rob Gronkowski is an ex-football player. He signed with the WWE recently, and he is hosting WrestleMania this year, technically.
Sure.
He was up on the balcony.
Of which Elias was thrown.
From which Elias was thrown, thank you, yes. Beautifully put. And R-Truth joined them up there and started rambling about his 24/7 title. Naturally, Rob Gronkowski took the opportunity to try and win his first ever WWE Championship.
Here's what I know. I know that R-Truth is a hardworking professional who has been putting in years of dedicated service at the WWE. For them to have him drop the 24/7 hardcore title to some clown in a segment between matches is just utterly disrespectful.
I think that's the point of that belt, though, isn't it? For them to be able to be like, at any point, whoop.
At least let him get jumped in a supermarket or something. It's probably a little bit harder to film right now, given all the real world situations that are going on. But there's got to be something they could have done.
Oh God, you're probably right. They could have done even something backstage. Probably would have been better than that. That tiny little platform up there.
It was awkward to have three boys up there.
Yeah.
He kind of just went down and got stomped on.
It felt weirder to then shove a referee up there to count it out.
Oh, yeah!
There were 4 boys and a camera boy. That's not social distancing.
No.
That's not social distancing at all.
No.
There was an abhorrent lack of social distancing taking place
That's not what we're here
entire
to talk
evening.
about, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
What we're here to talk about now is a little segment we like to call Papa Shack.
Oh, yeah, Papa Shack.
Papa Shack. First of all, let's get this out of the way. We have not sold out to Big Pizza. Okay?
No, I don't even think I've ever eaten at Papa John's.
We are not getting any Papa Shack books for what the segment that is about to follow.
We're just fans of that gif where he's like looking at the camera and shaking his head, and then the cat shaking its butt, and then it goes back to Shaq. We're just fans of that.
Yeah, of course. That's it.
That's it. But yeah, it was. I just learned today that Papa John's is no longer as such. It has now taken on the new nomenclature of Papa Shack. And Shaquille O'Neal is the new proud owner of the Papa John's franchise. All of them.
So I just want to share with the audience, in case they're not familiar, Papa John Shatner was removed from his position as the head of the Papa John crime cartel due to his use of a racial slur. And
is that true?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
What?
And in a November 26, 2019 article from the Washington Post that I'm currently looking at, there's a quote where Papa John claims he was set up and warns that and again, this is a real-life quote from the man who used to run the Papa John's Pizza Hut empire, or I'm sorry, those are two different things. The Papa John's Pizza empire, a day of reckoning will come.
Oh no.
Now, I don't know about you, but the last thing that I ever want to hear out of my pizza barons is that they're planning a day of reckoning.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh shit. You went into some deep research for that goof, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
lot.
even exactly sure what a Papa John's sponsored Day of Reckoning would look like.
Garlic sauce and blood will flow in the streets.
I imagine it's something like the mod that you could put on Dark Souls where everything is made of pizza. I imagine it's something like that.
That's probably not too far off from what it would end up being.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Beautiful to visualize.
Y'all can go find that.
Listen, Papa John, if you're out there listening, and I know you are because you have nothing better to do with your time right now, I really, please don't pizza me. Please don't turn me into a pizza boy.
When you said pizza I imagined him just like shooting many pizzas at you. But you're saying you're afraid he's gonna turn your corporeal form to pizza.
Yes, and I think being living pizza is probably the closest thing to hell that a human can experience.
Yeah, talk about pepperoni nipples.
I am made of cheese and sauce, yet I hunger.
Oh, God. Oh,
what
God.
do pizza eat?
My blood is sauce.
These are the questions.
My insides are dough.
These are the questions that keep me up at night, Ray. You know, I really just...
What do pizza eat, though?
Probably emotion, right?
Yeah, okay. Like the Monster Inc. guys.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, that's been Papa Shack.
Yeah.
The nice little deviation.
That was the segment Papa Shack.
I like all the bits that are in this one.
We also love to announce when we're starting and ending bits explicitly, so that everybody.
I feel like it moves the show along. Otherwise, it's really just back there dragging his feet.
It really does.
Now.
Alright, folks, this has been Under the Written... No, okay, we're probably not there yet.
No, we have a couple other matches there. We have, next up, Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. And this was the one that kind of threw everyone off tonight.
Yeah, Mike, that was trash.
Mike had predicted Goldberg, and me and Ray had predicted Braun Strowman, but me and Ray didn't honestly think Braun Strowman was gonna win, or at least I didn't. I was more hoping he would, and I genuinely thought Mike was correct when he said Goldberg was gonna win.
The only thing that I can figure is that he has something to do, maybe like a movie or a TV show or something he needs to record, and his contract was temporarily going to be paused or come up for renewal, and he wasn't going to take it. Because otherwise, I don't see a world in which Strowman walks away from that fight like he did tonight. That was almost a squash match. That was, 5-6 minutes tops?
Yeah, that was short.
It was less than 10 minutes. It's in the notes here. That was 100% less than 10 minutes. It was weird. It wasn't as... Because since Goldberg has been coming back for these matches, he's done other matches that have been less than 10 minutes, but he's won them.
Right, and if you're gonna use
particularly against Brock Lesnar, there was one in particular where he speared Lesnar so hard that he almost instantaneously beat him. And I don't remember what pay-per-view it was at or whatever, but it was shocking to see, because up until that point Lesnar had been, essentially untouchable in the company.
Right, and I guess that's kind of my broader problem here. When they set guys like Lesnar or Goldberg up as these untouchable, unbeatable forces, and then you have somebody like Strowman come in and take it from them in a really just a 1-2 like that. It's very hard to kind of keep that narrative going, but usually they continue it. Like, you'll get these one-off pops, but I'm sure the next time Goldberg gets into a ring, he's not going to get his ass beat. He's going to spear somebody half to death, and he's going to pin him to the mat, like he usually does. Right. The question is now, what do they do with Braun? And I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and obviously, at this point, if you're listening, you probably know that Braun Strowman was victorious, and that honestly came as a shock to us. We were discussing the matches as they happened, and I was saying, I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but there's something along the lines of this match has it got to go for longer, or there's no way Strowman's going to win, and not fucking 10 seconds later, did Strowman get the 1, 2, 3 and walk out of there with the belt. It was rather insane to
I do like that. I mean, even though it was weird that it was less than 10 minutes, I do like that they throw a short one in there just to kind of like keep up with the idea that they are like loosely, like they aren't timed in any way, like they aren't set to a certain time.
Right.
But it was weird.
Thing AEW, just riffing off that time thing that you just brought up, that's something AEW has been doing different than WWE. Anytime a match starts in AEW, they go and say, and this match is with a 20-minute time limit, or this match is an hour time limit. And it's something I had never really heard in wrestling, unless it was like a specific match. But like, they are doing it for, regular old.
Does that mean that they can go for that long, or they have to go for that long?
They can
no,
go
they
for
can
that
go
long.
for that long.
Like, it'll get called off after whatever X amount of time.
Yes.
Okay.
To move the show along, yeah.
Well, it doesn't if they're
I
hours.
suppose.
Speaking of moving the show along,
Yes. Let's talk about that. That good.
The last match of the night.
but certainly not least.
No.
No, they saved the best for last, my friends.
The
They saved the
Undertaker
best for last.
versus AJ Styles in a boneyard
God.
match.
Two people could not have put on a better show. Genuinely.
This is how
But-
every single Undertaker performance for the rest of his time with the company needs to be done.
Honestly, if wrestling looked like this, I would watch wrestling regularly. I think
a lot of people feel exactly the same.
like fuck the ring, fuck the audience. Put them like in a setting and like create drama around. It was just good. It was weird and it was good.
It was weird. It was good, and I've never been that invested. I haven't been that invested in a match
So let's
in a long time.
and let's just kind of talk through it real quick. It started off pretty good with Taker putting on a solid showing, giving AJ a decent whooping, and then AJ kind of
Even
turned
the entrances.
Right,
the entrance.
start with the entrances. Those were wild. AJ showed up in the coffin, in the hearse, with the black hooded disciples.
He pulled a goof on everybody.
He did.
AJ.
Boy, that was something else. And then, of course, some version of American Badass Undertaker. I think we refer to him as Big Evil Undertaker when he's pulling this kind of stuff.
I liked American Necromancer. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, that's my fun name for him, American Necromancer. Comes rolling in on his big old hog, and gets off, and in all his leather-clad glory, just did the slow walk towards AJ and started putting him through his paces. Of course, AJ brought backup, and they put it to Taker pretty good for a while. Taker was able to hold his own, but eventually they got the better of him, and for a solid 2 or 3 minutes there, or at least it felt like that, AJ was just beating on Taker kind of mercilessly, and they had Taker's very heavy, kind of ragged breathing in the audio, and that was incredibly viscerally upsetting. Now, I know it's a pre-recorded segment, but it really felt like we were watching some kind of elder abuse, which was not great.
It did feel like that at times. Yeah, he did good voice work, for sure.
And then just when you thought it was all over and AJ was going to pull out the win, we got the beautiful Undertaker teleportation ninjutsu. And things really just took off from there. We got some serious pyro effects.
Yeah. It was all the magic that I
fights.
wanted from the other matches. And it was it was like I just want these wrestlers to have supernatural powers. Like, can we lean into that?
when we talk about sports entertainment, this is the kind of thing that really, this is what unironically stands out to me as what they could do.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
And I mean, they were just like, they were in a backyard somewhere in Florida.
It was great.
So it seemed.
They're just trashing somebody's barn, like giving no fucks.
It was truly a thing of beauty.
Ugh.
And then the cherry on top, the reveal of the tombstone, the very last shot of just AJ Styles being put to rest was really...
Okay, so I agreed with you when they first kind of peeked the tombstone covered in moss that was very clearly easily movable away. Yes, I also thought, yeah, for sure, AJ Styles' name is going to be on it. What I wasn't expecting was it to say his birth year to 2020. That kind of gave it a level of realness that I was uncomfortable with, in which if he were to pass away either this year or anytime soon or ever, I feel like that's going to be kind of hard to watch.
And can we please just talk for a moment about the glove?
The glove at the end, the gloved hand?
Yeah.
Yes, the gloved hand, yeah. and then the beautiful editing job as Taker rode away into the night, and they were doing the fade out with the kind of collage of different shots from the spectacular event we had just witnessed. Just a half a frame of the hand sticking up out of the dirt again was really... It was
the proverbial nail in the coffin.
It was c'est magnifique. It was beautiful.
Oh, it was good. It was definitely good. There were a lot of parts that I enjoyed. I would like to know, somebody email me, let me know who wrote the lines for Undertaker. Do you want some more? And what is my wife's name? I need to talk to the person who wrote those down.
How old I am again?
Yeah. That was pretty good, but I like to tell me my wife's name. Oh, God. It was good. Pretty good.
Well, I mean, don't go messing with an American necromancer's wife. That's just probably going to get you into some trouble.
He was saying some, there was just, some weird digs on Undertaker's wife. Just weird.
He was
weird
basically telling him that she was sending him to an early grave, is what he was saying.
Yeah, and just I don't know. Just weird. But I'm very happy with how it turned out.
It was a very impressive match. AJ is a consummate professional, and, obviously, The Undertaker is one of the greatest who's ever been in the arena.
Yeah. They put on a hell of a show. And, once you get used to it without the audience, you can enjoy yourself watching.
Yeah, I think so too. So for tomorrow, we got a couple of things to look forward to. I'm drawing a blank on their name right now. We know the rest of the card.
We know the rest of the card for tomorrow now. Right,
yeah, we know exactly who's... Do you want to read through those?
Yeah. Who's left now is Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. Edge versus Randy Orton. Bayley versus Lacey versus Sasha versus Naomi versus Tamina. The Street Profits versus Angel Garza and I'm drawing a blank.
Aaron something?
Someone else's. It's someone they literally just brought this kid up from NXT specifically for this match because someone else backed out on it. So genuinely... Austin Theory. There you go. Bobby Lashley versus Aleister Black. One I'm personally very invested in and excited for. Otis from Heavy Machinery versus Dolph Ziggler for the love of Mandy Rose. And then another one everyone is very, very excited for.
Honestly, after the Boneyard match, I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to see what they pull out.
Same, but I don't
Cena
know what my
versus the Fiend.
prediction for how this is gonna change, or if it's not gonna change
In a Firefly Funhouse match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either, man.
I think Cena might
some
take the
shit,
big L here. I really
Right,
think
because
that,
I feel like they already did the, so and so comes back and kicks, the other one's ass. Are they gonna do that?
So you gotta
again?
see the bad guy win this time.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
I don't know though. I don't know. And
well, y'all don't know the storyline behind it. You don't even know why the Fiend wants John Cena so bad.
I don't know, and I guess I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow to find out.
Nope. 6 years ago at WrestleMania 30.
Oh my god.
6 years ago at WrestleMania 30, the Fiend's dead personality, Bray Wyatt, the original Bray Wyatt, the one who was like, follow the buzzards and be my fireflies. I'm a fedora wearing man with a New Orleans accent and a cult of sheep wearing masked men. That Bray Wyatt faced John Cena at WrestleMania 30 and lost. And since then
has descended into madness
grudge and anger, and that he claims that is what created the Fiend.
Okay.
And the Firefly Funhouse.
Okay.
That is what has brought on this.
Well, it's a lot to accuse John Cena of.
Yeah, but
the man who
that's
started
where they've been
Stepdads
going
too.
with it. So yeah, I mean you'll see more tomorrow in the preview, but
Alrighty. I think there was one other thing that we wanted to talk about. If we have any predictions, if a superstar who isn't CM Punk were to return, would they do it?
Or just someone that might be changing companies, or
what?
Someone, new to WWE altogether, possibly.
Sure, like some kind of big
fucking
Shazam.
Yeah.
Some big reveal.
Yeah.
I think,
surprise.
I think we are going to see the return of Paramedic number 1 and 2 when Randy Orton snaps Edge's spine in half.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I feel that.
I
would like to see, who I would like? I would like to see a love child, and who we don't know who the father is, with that Mandy Rose fight for her love match. I'd like her to come out at some point and reveal that she is pregnant, and whoever wins the match is the father.
Oh my god.
I don't know that Linda McMahon,
century.
Vince McMahon's wife, would allow him to do that, because as big and tough as Vince is, we all know who really wears the pants in that family, and it is definitely Linda.
Funny story for y'all, real quick. Anytime Dolph Ziggler or one of the Heavy Machinery dudes have been on screen in the last 2-3 months, there has slowly been something glitching the screen and fading in. And no one knows what it is. It's like a circle of dots, and some people think it's like a little mail envelope or email envelope in the background. And in the last episode of SmackDown that literally just recorded or just aired last night, it had a message that popped up with it. I don't recall what the message said, but I'm pretty sure whoever or whatever has been trying to break on through for the last few months here and interrupting them is gonna end up interrupting that match. Also, I have it on pretty good suspicion and authority that Jeff Hardy is going to make his return either tomorrow at Mania or the Monday Night Raw following. If you ask me how I know that, it's because Matt Hardy said so on his YouTube channel.
Nice.
So, there you have it.
Nice.
There you have it.
All right.
And going back to the Taker AJ Styles match real fast, I think if WWE, like Mike said, I agree with you when you said that's how he should be utilized until, instead of like having him sweat it out in front of an arena full of people, tape something where you can edit it and have him like get breaks in between cuts and like,
Right.
you know, not be a sweaty, heavy breathing, being carried out of the arena by younger gentlemen mess.
Right. And I had...
It's just sad to see that, and like they shouldn't. And I think they could use, like you suggested,
Right,
Ray.
exactly.
They could use other older wrestlers in that capacity now. Give these dudes some fucking supernatural fucking abilities, so to speak, and make some goofy edits. Put together some little home movies that you play during Raw or SmackDown instead of shoving fucking repeats or commercials in our face 24/7. Give us some of that. Give us more of that. Even if shit, when it goes back to normal, get some more of that all up in there.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that.
It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, it really brings back some of that cheese and pastiche from the 90s and early 2000s era wrestling that's been missing for a while.
Yes, agreed. Wholeheartedly. But I think that about does it. I don't know if the ratings are exactly correct. I have to go over it one more time before tomorrow's recording and stuff, but as it stands right now, Vince McMahon has 1 on us. Mike Kane is at 3. I am at 4, and Ray is at 5 on top.
Buck wild.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for tomorrow, boys.
Yeah, it should be fun to see what happens on night 2 of the Night Too Big for Just One Night, or whatever bullshit they're calling it this year.
That's exactly what they're calling it.
Yep. WrestleMania, too big for one night.
Okay.
We'll be receiving our I Wasn't There t-shirts.
I'm excited for that.
In the next few
I'll be putting that on the Instagram.
Ray, you get yours tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you get yours on WrestleMania Sunday.
Yeah.
Me and Mike have to wait a few days after still, but I am also excited for those shirts.
Awesome.
It's going to be fun.
Sweet.
All right, folks,
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of From Under the Ring Skirt. We've had a great time with you this evening, and we'll hope you'll join us for our Part 2 debrief tomorrow night.
Yeah.